Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing and overview of the new Keysme Lunar 1 keyboard. If you've not heard of Keysme before, they're a company that are really trying to revolutionise the way that we can customise our keyboards. So for example, if you take the top four, so Razer, Corsair, SteelSeries and Logitech, all of those products that they make, relatively great if you want something straight off the shelf, but they don't offer much flexibility for customization, and that is where Keysme are trying to really break the mold. So this is the Lunar 1 in a very fancy shiny box that I am a really big fan of actually. Now, one thing to note, this is a pre-production model as well. It won't be the exact same as what you will receive if you back their campaign. But it will give you an idea of what you can expect. So we've got the keyboard itself. It weighs an absolute ton as well in the box, but we'll get to that in a moment. We've also got a wrist rest as well that comes with it. And then we've also got some fidget spinners, a little bit of a weird one. Let's just open these so I can show you exactly what these are and how they relate to the keyboard. And then here is, what's this? A lunar thrust module. Now this will actually go magnetically onto the side of the keyboard, so if you fancy just having to play with it quickly, you can just take it off and have a quick spin with some real crazy bearings. As I mentioned, we've also got a wrist rest, so let's quickly open this out. This is the landing wrist rest. So there we go, living on the moon. Got a bit of an angle to it as well, so it will give your wrist more of a natural curve up to the keyboard. And we've got some protective backing on it as well. So that's now a bit more tacky, so when it goes on your desk it's not going to wobble around. That's really not going anywhere as well, so give your wrists a little bit more of a natural elevation to the keyboard. So we'll put that to the side as well, and then look at the keyboard itself. So as I mentioned, this will come in different colors. There are a wide range that I'll put on the screen so you can see them in a bit more detail. Here's some more of the kind of internal shots of the keyboard. There's so many layers to this as well. I'll also put that on the screen because it's really interesting to see the breakdown of the different layers that are going into this. So this is going to be using a Gateron switch with a clear sound, which is a raindrop, and then you'll be able to change the switch types and things like that as well. In the other models, they are hot swappable as well, so they're 5-pin. So if you want to swap them at any point, you can do that. Big old instruction booklet. So there's up to 27 gasket pads with this, a PC positioning board, silicon sandwich pad, EVA shaft underpad, integrated silicon underpad, integrated silicon bottom pad to fully filter abnormal sound and noise. So layers upon layers upon layers. So there you can see just how it gets its name with Lunar 1. Certainly the most unique keyboard that I've seen so far. I'm going to just pop that to the side while we look in the accessory box. So the keyboard supports obviously wired mode. You've also got 2.4 gigahertz and also Bluetooth as well, so it gives you a really wide range of compatibility options. Inside the box we've got a key puller and also a switch puller, so like I said, if you want to swap those out with a 5-pin you can do. We've also got a little kind of spudger which will go underneath the panel should you need to do anything to the LEDs that are under there. More on that in a minute. The 2.4 gigahertz adapter and also a type A to type C, which is a nice little addition. And then we have got some cables. This is type C to type A. It's got that kind of coily thing that a lot of people like nowadays. No connector in the middle that some people have, but if you want that, you can obviously get another cable because it's a fairly standard connection. Now onto the keyboard. The weight itself, I'd probably say it's a good kilo. Feels very solid. There's a little bit of flex, but it does feel very well built overall. So let's have a run through. So if you're going to connect this to your PC using their wireless dongle, it's an ultra low latency 1 millisecond response. So if you're thinking, oh, it's not going to be that fast, pretty impressive for wireless. So we've got a caution, may cause data loss. Very true. It's a little teaser of the keys. More on that in a minute. Obviously a very different keycap style to pretty much every keyboard on the market, but I actually do like the styling of it. It's certainly grown on me from what I originally saw when I saw it online. I thought, it doesn't look, it looks a little bit tacky, but in person it does look a lot nicer. So obviously TKL, so there's no number pad, but you have got a function and you can do like insert in your different modifiers as standard. Media controls along the top. There's also brightness control for your lighting, also search, and some quick hotkeys on there as well. If you go to the back and where we're going to have our connections, it's quite difficult for you to see, but we've got different options for our connectivity method. So to the left is Bluetooth, The middle is the cable or wired option or off, and then to the right is 2.4 gigahertz over the dongle. There's also an option for Windows on Android on the left hand switch and Mac and iOS on the right hand switch. Obviously USB-C cable input. Then there's also some more NASA styling on the back. We've got 2 levels of adjustment for the elevation. There's also parts as well to open up the keyboard itself, so they're called system access. I like the way they've done that, actually, just a little bit of a play on words, but that will allow you to actually customize even further than just the keycaps. You can get access to the back plates and things like that as well. So if we turn this on, so we're going to put it onto Bluetooth or wired mode, for example, you'll see we have this very cool LED bar at the top, and as you might be able to tell, it's actually sound reactive, so that's obviously going now to my voice, and then we'll go to anything around it. That button can also be programmed as well, so you could do volume down, volume up, and you can also press it in to go through different styles of how that waveform works. So I'll just go through them now. You've got the kind of multicolour to begin with, and then you can pick an individual colour. So there we go, pink, some more blue, cyan, some more greens, reds, and then back to the full colour wave. I like that, something a little bit different, but of course that's going to add money to the actual cost of the product, so there are pros and cons to it as well. You can see on the right hand side we've got the Bluetooth logo flashing, so that is in a pairing mode at the moment. Another little thing with the lighting as well, when you press function it will change the F keys along the top to a white, so that kind of makes it stand out of what you're going to be pressing. Let's just take off one of these keycaps so you can have a look at the Gateron switch underneath. So there's a yellow. Gateron obviously very common, but you can actually take that switch out if you fancy. So there we go. And there's our switch. So going back to the little fidget spinners, when you spin it, it will light up orange. So you can see it's kind of a afterburner in action, and then that can just go either on the left or the right hand side, just as something to fidget with, as in the name, while you're at your desk. So I actually used this keyboard for a little bit just before I did this video, and I left the typing test till the very end, purely for the sound alone, so have a little listen. So I think you can see why I like the sound of this thing so much. Now for full transparency, I'm quite out of the loop in terms of the whole customization of keyboards that is now a massive thing. So for example, like different backplate types and lubricating switches and all things like that. So this is my real kind of forage into the world of customizable keyboards. So if you want to see a full review and things like that, then do let me know. A couple of things I just want to mention before we end out the video. The actual keyboard itself does seem to have a little bit of travel when you press down, especially around the space bar. You can see the actual movement of the back plate. That might just be because it's pre-production, so don't jump the gun and think, oh, it's awful just because of that. It might just be because I've got a pre-production one. It might be fixed on the full version. Hopefully we can get some email confirmation. I'll add it in a pinned comment if I do. Now the other thing, fidget spinners, you either love them or you hate them, so let me know what you think about these down below, but something a little bit different, that's for sure. By the way they just sit in there as well. So that was a look at the Lunar 01 from Keysme. Do let me know what you think about it in the comments box below, because I'm really looking forward to seeing what you guys think. Certainly not a standard off the shelf keyboard, that's for sure. I'll also add the links for this in the description should you want to pick one up, and do let me know if you want to see a full review. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and ding the bell so you don't miss a future video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.